everyone, and welcome to another episode of Haunt Talk. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing Baxter Avenue Morgue, also in Louisville, Kentucky. If you've been watching the channel, we went and did 6 of them. So this should be the third one in the series. So when you're watching this, should be the Haunted Hotel uploaded, American Horrorplex, and then this one is the third. So you still have Devil's Attic, Malice Manor.
Yeah.
Which is technically Indiana.
Yeah, and Grim Trails.
Grim Trails. There's one. Oh, wait, nope, because Haunted Hotel. Because that was first. So, yeah. This one is probably the weirdest location. It took us a minute to find it. Because it's literally the entrances in an alleyway.
Yeah.
And it'll be the thumbnail, but I'll probably put a picture here as well just to show. Because, I mean, it's just a little... We drove right past it and didn't see it. It's just a little archway. And it's kind of like... I don't know if I'd say the basement of this building, but it feels like the basement. It's definitely like the lower floor.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we didn't really know what to expect of this haunt going into it. We did some research because we thought it was actually in a real morgue, but it wasn't a real morgue. I don't know what it was used for before, but it definitely is an older building.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we get into the review, make sure you're checking out our merch store. We have some cool stuff like the shirt Kim is wearing now. You get that logo printed on a bunch of stuff like mugs, all that kind of stuff. Also, check out our Patreon. It helps support the channel a lot. We're sending out some things mid-October to some patrons, so if you are interested in that, also incentive for you to join. If we get enough, we might do exclusive content. Right now, it's not enough to do that. And, of course, your normal YouTube things like and subscribe. That being said, we'll go ahead and get into the review, which as always means we must refer to the... Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Baxter Avenue Morgue. And as always, first category is going to be sets and props. So one thing this place definitely has going for it is the location.
Yeah. Yeah, it was creepy. It was like in like an old like factory-looking like decrepit building.
Yeah, well, it's just an old brick building. I don't know if it looked decrepit, but like... it felt like you were in a basement, though. Yes. It felt like you were in, like, a creepy, damp... It smelled, that musty smell.
Yes, it did.
So it had that atmosphere going through it. Because, like, the first scene you go in does look actually like a morgue. Because there is, like, an autopsy table.
Yeah.
I don't know if the proper name for that is. Yeah. But, yeah, like, one of the, dripping table type things. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of hard to not talk about the actors for a second, but, like the opening scene, they like shut the lights off and when it turns on, someone has appeared there, and then you're basically taken to a door and you have to knock and the door just kind of slowly pulls open. Let's see. Yes, it is a very claustrophobic design.
Yes.
Because they make a lot of their space, and the space definitely, I don't think is very huge. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of, like, tight and narrow, like, passages.
Yeah, like, there was, like, one part in there that actually was, like, really wonky walls, and it really did distort your, like, sense of, like, where you were going and what was happening, which I liked a lot. There was, a really cool graveyard scene in here that like had like legit like dirt all over the ground.
Which you visit twice, I think, right? Because I don't think I realized at the time, but I'm pretty sure, because I remember coming back to the second time and I'm like, what's all that down there? And I'm pretty sure that's because we had already been in that part.
Yeah.
But it's interesting the way it's designed because there's like a path and everything else is just slightly above that path. But yeah, because there's... It's hard to describe exactly, like, but it's just, it was different, I guess. Yeah. Just the whole vibe of the place was different feeling.
Yeah, because they actually had a couple places where, like, you actually revisit an area twice. Because there was also another place that, in a butcher area that we kind of, like...
Oh, yeah.
We kind of, like, circled back into, because we, like, went in, talked to the guy, and then we go and we see something else, and then we come back, and we're actually behind that guy. And, like, he even makes a comment, like, oh, you came back, kind of thing. Lots of stuff throughout. Like, there really wasn't many places that didn't have something in there.
Yeah, there wasn't much blank space. Like, the whole haunt was fairly dark.
Yes.
But not like black hallways, just dim.
Yeah.
And yeah, just overall pretty creepy. But yeah, there was a lot of like little animatronics and props throughout. Nothing like grandiose that I remember. But because again, smaller location, very tight.
Yeah.
There was like a bit of a mansion theme as well. I do remember that.
Yeah, it didn't stick to like just a morgue kind of theme. It did bounce around, so it did have, you know, like your like typical like butcher cannibals. It did have some clowns. It did have, you know.
Well, yeah, kind of more like a mime than a clown.
Yeah, like a carnival.
Yeah,
more like carnival.
Yeah, more like carnival, stuff. And maybe there's some again. I didn't read into like the whole story of the thing. Maybe it all ties into some kind of thing, kind of like how Dent Schoolhouse is like, oh, clowns make sense because of the school party.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. There might be like a way to tie these themes in, but yeah, overall we liked Sets and Props. Honestly, I just like the vibe of the place more than anything, and just like what you're there. We gave it an 8.5 for Sets and Props.
Yes. So moving on to actors, there's a lot.
Yeah, and again, probably a lot. It felt like a lot. There was enough.
There was
definitely enough, but the same kind of thing that we mentioned with American Horrorplex, and probably even more so at this place, is that the place is designed in a way where, like, the actors just get you a lot. And something else that everyone that we went to in Kentucky, all 6 of them, they space people out a lot.
Yes, because we waited in that line
20 minutes.
For at least 20, 25 minutes.
There's only, like, 3 or 4 groups, right? 4 groups in front of us.
Yeah, and so they were giving them, like, quite a bit of space. And I was actually really pleasantly surprised. We never...
out of all the haunts, there's only one haunt.
One haunt that we caught up to somebody.
We caught up to people, and people caught up to us. But all the other ones, it was a very solo experience. This one, for one, they don't advertise it much at all. But there's a little thing on the sign that says, you know, that don't touch the actors, they'll touch you. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do. And the darkness of the place, like... the actors were very intense in this place.
Very.
The fact of the darkness and stuff, and there's just some really cool things that the actors did in this one that I really liked. Like there was like the more high intensity, you know, scares, or they would jump out, make the loud noises. But there was a lot of, because like there was these dark, creepy passageways where all of a sudden you would turn and there'd just be a face like right there. They wouldn't even say anything, but they're just standing there. Mm-hmm. Like, and there was a lot of that too, and it's creepy, and just a lot of them following you and just running their hands down your back, or just like reaching out and just kind of like no one here, like, besides the guy at the end, which we'll talk about last, was like rough, like choking or grabbing or pushing. It was more of like light, it was just creepy.
Like, just kind of like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like very light, just playful. I had my hair played with like a ton of times.
And there's just something about when you're just in a dark area and you can barely see anything, and you just feel someone just kind of, you know.
He got tickled.
Yeah, there was someone that was following me, just tickling the heck out of me, actually. I forgot about that, yeah.
There was one point where there was just, like, this decrepit walls, and, like, these hands would just pop out every so often and just, like, grab at you.
There was, like, this, because we walked in this one room, and we kind of, like, you know, just got done being bombarded by multiple actors at once, and you just hear, like, someone in the room just being like, oh, you're almost here. Keep coming. Come closer. You don't know where he is, but he's talking to you, and all of a sudden he, like, jumps down from something in the ceiling on top of this, like, one crate that was by us, and he scared the crap out of me.
There was a guy, he actually had this really cool mask on that was a skull, like it looked like kind of like a horse skull mask.
It was like an articulating one,
Yeah, and it was, like, attached to his jaws, so he could actually, like... He would click it together, so he was like making that loud noise and stuff, and it was really creepy because he would get real close to you and just go chomp, and that was really cool. There was a girl that was in a gas mask in like an ultraviolet kind of area.
Yeah, and like the lights would go off and come on, and she was kind of doing like slightly like kind of like the weeping angel thing.
Yeah.
Where she would only make like real quick movements and then pause and just kind of appear places.
Yeah.
Like she was in one scene and we went to this like other thing and then came back and then she was in a different scene.
Yep.
Yeah, so she was really cool. But yeah, I just really like the way the actors work together in this one, too. Because like I said, there's multiple times and there's like 3 actors just all around you.
Yeah.
Like, just either just being creepy, doing like high intensity, like scares, just a mixture of all of it to just basically the entire experience, there's at least an actor stalking you or jumping out at you the entire time.
Yeah.
There was, the only time that there wasn't an actor directly around us was that, like, 30 seconds when we were walking in that room and that guy was beckoning us hidden somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, that was the only time there wasn't somebody there, like, at us. And, yeah, because he was waiting for us.
And then, of course, you get to finish off the haunt with the last actor, the chainsaw guy. Most of the time, I don't get freaked out by the chainsaw guy. So this guy was nuts.
Oh, my gosh.
Because he comes out of nowhere, like, he has this chainsaw, acting like it's as light as a feather, and he's doing this thing where he's like kicking his legs up high, doing that weird dance thing, and he comes up and just shoves it into Kim's back, and it's just running it up and down her spine, like digging into her, and he didn't do anything to me at all, and then he like runs away, like up in front of us, and we're like, oh god. And then we like turn the corner, and then he just runs it with the chainsaw, and he just shoves it like up my armpit, and then just would not leave me alone.
Yeah, and
just was putting it every fucking fat roll of my body he could find, just laughing and giggling like a maniac the whole time. It was so creepy because he wasn't doing like the normal creepy thing, like where they act like a burly man. He was acting like a literal psychopath.
Yeah, he was literally like just giggling away and just loving it. He was pointing at me and he was like, hey, watch this, and he would just go and he would poke him in the butt with the chainsaw, and it was just like he was just having a time. He was literally just like having a ball.
Just wild. But yeah, the actors of this place were phenomenal. We gave them a 10. There was a ton of them. They were all great.
Yes.
They scared us. I can't tell you how many times, just constantly. So they were really, really good.
Yeah. Moving on to scare factor. Like we said, they do touch here, so of course,
that adds that element.
That adds that extra element.
And it's not an opt-in or out. It just happens if you're there.
It just says it on the things. They will touch you, but don't touch them. That kind of thing. It was super creepy in there. The lighting, like we said earlier, it was very dim. So it was like it just added this like just atmosphere to it. The actors were intense. Like we said, they were just everywhere. There were just so many of them. There was an air cannon in there that I think they heard here in Ohio. Like
my scream.
That thing was so freaking loud.
I don't even know if, it sounded like a cannon went up beside my head. It
did sound like a
I
cannon.
Screamed so loud. I think, because Kim doesn't yelp too much, and I remember you yelped, too.
I yelped, too, because I was just like, oh!
I mean, you just opened, like, it was like, as soon as you open these curtains, it was just like, I don't even know where it was, because I don't even know if the air hit me that much, but just the noise scared the crap out of me.
The air hit me, but I still couldn't tell you where it was. It was just so intense and loud.
Yeah, the place was super scary. Just the atmosphere mixed with the actors, mixed with all the things we said. We gave it a 9.25. Not overly gory, but everything else, I mean, it was pretty scary. Yeah. So 9.25 is what we gave them for that. And do we want to do a question? Yeah, why not? Let's do another trivia question.
All right. Let's find something fun here. Let's see.
Let's see. And again, you don't win anything for answering it. If you do want a chance to win for an escape room that's in PA, go check out the Haunted Hotel review.
Okay. What famous person did not die on Halloween?
Oh, did not? Okay.
Yeah. Was it Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, excuse me, magician Harry Houdini, Church of Satan founder Anton LaVey, or actor River Phoenix?
I think what's really interesting about this is only one of these people didn't die on Halloween. All the others did. So which one did not? Because I think we did ask who did or something. I think we asked that before.
Yeah.
But so who didn't? Answer below, and we'll congratulate you by saying you're cool or something in the comments, or just something weird that I'll say to you. But next up is value. This one is only $20, so this is one of the cheapers, because again, we've said in the other reviews, like every haunt in Kentucky or in Louisville area is like $20 or $25.
Yeah.
They had a $40 speed pass. I don't think this one had a front of the line pass. This was one of the ones that didn't have a weird front of the line pass. I don't think.
I don't know. If they do, and you know that, let us know. were curious about that because a few of them didn't have it on their website, but they had it posted on their ticket booth. It took us about 12 minutes to get
12
through.
minutes to get through. Yeah, give or take a minute. But
yeah.
But for $20, we thought it was really good value, especially for the quality and the scares. Because again, that's 12 minutes of just being constantly bombarded by people. So we gave it a 9 for value. We definitely think it's worth the $20 to check this place out.
Yeah, and so for an overall score, they got a 9.
Yep, we really liked this one. Spoiler alert, we pretty much liked all of the ones in Kentucky.
Yes.
We had our favorites, though.
Yeah.
So keep watch the reviews that haven't came out yet, and make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the reviews, which means you should be ringing the notification bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
So you don't miss any of those videos. Also do the liking and subscribing. And commenting. That makes us happy. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.